Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, we're going to talk about some hard truths about avoidance that will set you free. My goal is so that you guys don't blame yourself for some of these issues, but also so that you're more aware of how these relationships look like so that you're not alone. This is going to be for both fearful and dismissive, and it's for both female and male. This is just for avoidance in general. Doesn't matter the specifics or details. Avoidance are avoidance. Every person is different, though, so keep that in mind. This is kind of a general guide, okay? The very first one is I put on the front for a reason. Love is not enough. And this is relationships in general. Simply loving an avoidant partner often does not suffice. Them loving you doesn't suffice. It usually requires ongoing commitment from both sides and effort from both sides to keep the relationship healthy, okay? It means that if you both are not willing to change things and adjust and work, the relationship might not be healthy. It might survive. I'm not saying that it won't survive, but it might not be comfortable. You guys might bottle up a lot of issues. You might be arguing a lot. And the reason you stay is probably because you love each other. Or the reason why you guys keep coming back might be because you love each other, but the habits are still unhealthy and the patterns are not healthy. Or you guys end up breaking up, but your hearts are broken because you love each other, but you couldn't fix those patterns. So communication and commitment, effort, those things actually are a little bit more fundamental than love in of itself, right? You need both, among other things. The next one is accepting habits. When you're in a relationship with an avoidant, and this is for avoidance too, you guys have to accept each other's habits. You marry their habits, to put it like very blunt and extreme. Example, you might need weekends to be with your friends and also be with your partner. Like that's a very social time for you. Where an avoidant, maybe they like to be alone to decompress. And so this is a consistent behavior issue, not behavior issue, but contrasting behavior and how you guys self-regulate. That's different. And so you're going to have to accept that to some extent. They need to decompress. Maybe you can't hang out with them, but you're going to hang out with your friends. But maybe on Sunday, they're going to hang out with you a little bit to meet that in the middle. You have to accept each other's habits. Another one is like I have this habit because I'm a therapist. So I have to like clarify things all the time with patients because some of them, everyone has different issues. Some have neurological issues. Some have a lot of trauma. Some have a lot of certain things. So my habit when I speak, I used to not be like this, and I might break out of it, but I do a lot of clarification. Okay. Does that make sense? Like, how are you feeling about that? Right? These certain things that break up the conversation in, the sense of a clarification. That's a habit I have because of my line of work. Whoever's with me, I have a significant other. He's going to have to deal with that a little bit. I don't think it bothers him, or if it does, he hasn't really told me. But another habit that I know that does bother him is I use some therapy language by accident. I try not to because a lot of people don't like it, but it happens sometimes. Like we got into a little bit of a disagreement. Was it yesterday or the day before? Whatever. It was really small, but I said, like he brought up like one point. So we were talking about one issue, and then he brought up like another point, just like in it. And I was like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but maybe we can put that topic on the shelf for a little bit and come back to it later. And so that's like a soft way that you sometimes can talk in therapy. And he's like, don't give me that therapy talk. Just tell me you don't want to talk about it, which is not, it's not that I don't want to talk about it. I'm trying to like de-escalate, and he didn't like that because he thinks de-escalation techniques makes him feel like there's a wall between us, and I'm like therapy talking him, like I'm not being my real self. Like he would rather, which he told me, he would rather me say I don't know if that's like good, like I don't know if we can communicate that today, I'm feeling frustrated, whatever it is. He wanted me to talk like more emotionally forward instead of like detached and therapy talk, which that's fair, but like it's also I'm going to do that sometimes because it's my like that. I'm so used to that. I do that all the time. Other than weekends, Monday to Friday, I work. So I'm doing that all the time. His job is not like that. He works in finance. And so sometimes actually now I'm going to pick on him with his habit. When we're talking about finance or money or taxes, immediately he starts talking a little bit more business tone with me. Like I'm not one of your business colleague buddy type thing. But that's the habit that's going to come up sometimes when we're talking about finance. And it's annoying, but I accept it. And that's the same thing. He accepts it too, but sometimes it rubs him a type of way. But accepting habits is something that's going to have to deal with it. And particularly if it's more deeply talking about avoidant attachment issues, They might need more space than you do. That might be something you're going to have to accept. The next one is trigger responses. This is something that has to change eventually, but I think you need to know that you're not alone if you see this. Avoidants say things they don't truly mean when triggered. For example, they might say they're never going to get married preemptively because they're trying to protect you if they choose not to get married. Let's say they told you that in year 1, I'm never going to get married, and then you guys are getting married in year 7. In your mind, you're going to be confused about that. Why did you say something? All my life I thought we were never going to get married, and now you're saying you want to get married. I'm confused. In their mind, they're going to think, well, I did that to make you feel better, but part of it is because they were triggered. So just understand that they're going to say things that they don't mean because they're triggered. The next one is comparison issues. Keep in mind, your relationship is going to move slower than other relationships. And comparing to other relationships is going to distort your perspective, and it's going to make you feel dissatisfied by your relationship. Let's say, for example, that we have a relationship that moves very quickly. Right? I've been in a relationship for a long time, and I've had some friends, especially early in my relationship, where their relationship was moving faster than mine. I pace my relationships. That makes me feel better. And so I was fine with it. But a lot of times people might think, why is your relationship, especially in the beginning, going slow? I like it like that. It made me feel safer. In my opinion, that's why we've lasted so long, because a lot of my friends, they move really quickly and then the relationship ends. And so be careful who you're comparing to, because you might not realize, but some of my friends have had like 6 relationships in the time frame of my 1 relationship. And so comparing your relationship to another person's relationship can distort your view. Your relationship's going to look a little slower, but it doesn't mean it's not good or it's not going to last. The next one is healing together. It's essential for both of you to heal together. Your avoidant partner is not the only one who needs to heal. You need to heal as well. Even if you're secure, there are some things in there that you probably are triggered by your partner, and it can help you to reduce those issues so that you can have a more healthy and comfortable relationship. The next one is change is possible, but it is uncertain. This one's tricky, but it is true. Some avoidants never change. My dad's an avoidant. He's never changed. He's probably never going to change. Observing gradual progress in your relationship is probably the only indication that you're going to know that they are a person that's going to change. Even if it's very small progress, it's going to show up a little bit. And the next one is the last one, diversity among avoidants. Not all avoidants are the same. People behave differently. Some show affection and commitment, but struggle to be intimate in the bedroom. Some are very comfortable being intimate, but are really bad when it comes to consistency. And so keep in mind that every person is different, but don't let that deviate completely from the perspective of avoidance. Some people are like, oh, my partner doesn't match any of these things, and they're married and they have a whole family, but they're avoidant because I'm the side person. They might not be avoidant. You just feel they're avoidant because they don't give you enough love, but they are literally giving their husband or their wife and their kids all of that. So they might not be avoidant. Don't deviate entirely from the typical behaviors of avoidance, but don't get too caught into it. That's all I'm saying, okay? So let's summarize and we'll wrap it up. Love is not enough. Accepting habits, trigger responses, just knowing that they're going to have some unique responses. Don't take it personally. Comparison. Your relationship's not going to look like your best friends, likely if they're not with an avoidant. Healing together, and then change is possible but uncertain, and then diversity among avoidants. I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.